In this video, we will learn how to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. As in example 1, whenever they ask us to write the equation of a line, we first must find the slope of the given line before we can attempt to do anything else. So let's begin. They're asking us to write the equation of the line passing through this point, so let's not lose that. That is parallel, and then another that is perpendicular to the given equation. In this case is this one right here. Now notice how they want it in point-slope form. You see how our equation is being given in slope-intercept form? That means that the slope of the given equation is going to be -2/5. Then let's find the equation of the parallel line. Since we're starting with a parallel line, I'm going to have to keep the same slope as the given line. So that is -2/5. And I'm going to use the point that was also given to me, -2 and 6. Now remember, since they want the equation in point-slope form, let's bring down the point-slope formula. And that is y minus y1 is equal to m parentheses x minus x1. That means for us that we're going to replace m with this -2/5 and x1 y1 with a -2 and 6. From left to right, let's bring the equation. This is y minus from the formula, and then we bring y1, in this case it was 6, equals the slope, m, it was -2/5. Then continue, parentheses, and x and the minus from the formula, and then we bring down the x1, in this case is -2. And then I close the formula. And then I'm going to check if there are any minus negatives here. So right here in this first parentheses that we replaced, there's no minus negative. That means that I can bring down the left side and drop the parentheses. I have the -2/5, open parentheses, x. But then here I do have a minus negative, and remember that that turns into a positive, and then bring down the 2 and close it. And we are done. This is the equation of a parallel line in point-slope form. Now, I recommend that you go watch the video on writing equations of lines if you need to move from the point-slope form to a slope-intercept or to a standard form. Let's continue here then. Now we look for the perpendicular line. Remember, the slope of the given line was -2/5. That means that the slope of the perpendicular line will have to be opposite in sign and reciprocal. So since the given line is negative, the perpendicular will be positive. And since the given line is 2/5, the perpendicular will be 5/2. We still keep the same point, -2 and 6. Bring down the point-slope form, so that is y minus y1 is equal to m parentheses x minus x1. We begin to replace. So y minus y1 will remain the same. They haven't changed the point. Equals, the slope does change. Instead of being that -2/5 is positive 5/2. Bring down the formula, x in the minus, and then we replace x1 with that -2. Once again, from left to right, since I don't have any negative minus situation, I bring down the left side and drop the parentheses. On the right side, I still have 5 over 2 parentheses x, but now I do have a minus negative here, so that turns into a plus 2, and close it. And we are done. This is the equation of the line for a perpendicular line in point slope form. Let's try another example. So in example 3, they're asking us to write the equation of the line passing through 3, negative 2, and then an equation that is parallel and perpendicular to the equation x minus 3y is equal to 6. This time they want it in slope-intercept form. Now remember, before you do anything else, we need to find the slope of the given equation. Now, since the given equation is in standard form, I'm going to use the standard form to find the slope. From what I can see here, a will be the coefficient in front of that x. Since I don't see one, it doesn't mean that it's 0. Since you have an x, it means that you have one x. So then a is equal to 1. Then b is equal to 3, but I need to take that sign in front. So then b is going to be minus 3, and then c is going to be 6. So then when I'm looking for the slope, it's going to be negative a, that is negative 1, over b. Well, b is negative 3. Now I cannot divide 1 by 3 evenly, but I'm going to notice that because I have the same sign, the slope of the given line is going to be positive 1 over 3. Then the slope of the parallel line will remain the same, but the slope of the perpendicular line is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So since the given is positive, the perpendicular will be negative. That's the opposite part. And since the slope of the given is 1 over 3, the reciprocal will be 3 over 1. But 3 over 1 is just 3. So the slope of the perpendicular line will be negative 3. All right, now that we have the slope of the parallel and the slope of the perpendicular, we're ready to write our equation. Then let's begin writing the equation of the parallel line. The slope of the parallel line, we found it to be 1 over 3, and we're given the point 3, negative 2. Now remember, they want the equation in slope-intercept form. So then the formula that I'm going to bring down will be y equals mx plus b. Now the method I'm going to use in this video to find the equation of the line is going to be different than the one from the video in writing equations. So I recommend that you watch that video to see a second method. You might find that the other method is better for you or is just easier to understand. So let's see how we're going to use the y equals mx plus b to write our equation. Well, I know that y is negative 2. So I'm going to replace y with negative 2. I know that the slope is 1 over 3. So I'm going to replace the slope by 1 over 3. I know that x is 3. So I replace the x with a 3, but I don't have b. So I just bring down that b. So then from left to right, I still have that negative 2 equals, remember the 1/3 times 3 became a 1, and don't forget to bring down the b. We're almost there. To solve for b, I need to move this positive 1 to the other side of the equation. Since it's a positive 1, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. From left to right, -2 minus 1 will be -3. Same sign, we add and keep the sign. On the right side, 1 minus 1 will go to 0, leaving me just b. Now you might be asking, how is this going to help me? Well, since the equation of the line has to be in slope-intercept form, and we know that the slope is 1/3 and that the y-intercept is -3, the equation of the line becomes y equals 1/3x minus 3. And this will be the equation of the parallel line. Let's try it again, but now let's do it for the perpendicular line. We know that the slope of the perpendicular line was -3, and the point continues to be 3, -2. They want the equation in slope-intercept form, so then we start replacing. Y has a value of -2. The slope is now -3. X is 3, and we don't know the value of b. From left to right, I have -2 equals, we multiply -3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, and because I have different signs, that is -9 plus b. So I need to move this -9, and I do that by adding 9 to both sides of the equation. From left to right, -2 plus 9, different signs, we subtract and keep the sign of the largest. In our case will be 7. On the right side, -9 plus 9, different signs we subtract, so 9 minus 9 will go to 0, leaving us only with b. So, since we have the slope of the perpendicular line and we have the y-intercept, the equation becomes y equals -3x plus 7. And this is the equation of the perpendicular line.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.